Welcome back to another edition of Flight Tying for Beginners. Today we're going to tie a variation of a Comet. It's going to be a black Comet. A friend of mine has been using these on the Salmon River lately, and he's been doing pretty well with them. The hook that I have in the vise is a size 8. This is a standard Nymph hook. This is too extra heavy. I'm going to use black thread. We're going to start it behind the eye, and we're going to bring that thread back to where it would hang at the barb of the hook. And I left the barb on here because he's using these for salmon. And that's the way he wants them, so that's the way I'm making them. We're going to bring that down just about where it would hang at the barb. And that thread slid off my fingers. There we go. Going to start out with a tail. And for the tail, you can use black bucktail. That's how the Comet is supposed to be done. Just a small amount of black bucktail. But I'm going to use, the way I've been making these, I'm going to use a black Hackle. And we want that tail to be about as long as the hook shank. And I'm going to trim some of that off. Go ahead and secure that. And bring our thread up to the front. And I'm going to stop about 1 to 1.5 eye lengths from the eye of the hook. For a body, I'm using black stretch cord. Going to catch the edge of that stretch cord, and then I'm going to pull it as I go. We'll bring that back to the tail and secure that pretty tight right at that tail so it doesn't roll on you. Bring that thread back up. Now I'm going to use my rotary feature on the vise. I'm just going to hold this and start wrapping. And I'm not pulling real hard. I want this to be tight on there, but I don't want it to be too skinny. And I'm kind of holding the cord a little bit towards the back so it rolls off one off the previous. Makes a real nice body, as you can see. And we come up to that point at about 1 to 1.5 lengths from the eye. Tie that in. And we can remove that excess. Now with the Comet, you would use black bead chain eyes for the eyes, but he wants these unweighted. The water's been real low, so he doesn't want any weight on them. So now I'm going to take a black Hackle. This is a saddle Hackle. I'm going to tie that in with the back side or the concave side towards the shank. Got a little bit too much of a tag there. Trim a little bit of that off. Secure that. See, I left that crew cut on there, and that gives the thread something to hold on to, makes it harder to pull it out. Going to raise up the hackle and pull everything to one side. Just run your fingers down as you're bringing them to the back. Just going to give this 2 or 3 turns. Two turns. Looks like plenty of hackle there. We're going to tie that in. I'm going to take everything, I'm going to hold everything towards the rear. I'm going to wrap in front of that hackle, and I'm forming my head at this point also. Then we're going to come back just 1 or 2 thread widths onto the hackle, and that will push it towards the rear position. To break off that excess hackle now. Take our whip finish. Very simple fly. It's been working very good on the cohos up on the Salmon River. Go ahead and trim that excess. Take a little bit of head cement. Get some head cement on there. And here we have a black comet variation. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.